First of all, shout out to Dr. Z, sociologist. I really appreciate just the intelligent and open-minded discussion because, again, we're not a monolith. And I think for women to speak up boldly and challenge the narratives that have been handed down to us, that's a revolution in and of itself, especially on the continent. One of the ways that we've been able to leverage social media is to use it to connect internationally. That's so awesome. And so we can have respectful conversations and gain from each other's life experience and insight. Social media, if we have a focus, it can allow us to look into each other's gardens, to share hair care practices, to share information. Some information that our mothers may not have been exposed to. So again, shout out to Dr. Z and all of the women all over the world, but especially the women of the Afro diaspora, open to having respectful, insightful communication and conversations so we can really be intentional about our trajectory into this next century. Now, again, I am going to say as an option, this is a viable option. One that I don't think many of us have explored the rabbit hole. And that is of dry hair. Listen, I'm here to tell you, I'm going to be honest. It can be kind of scary to think, oh, our hair's going to look busted. So many of us have no idea what this texture, the hair, if we're honest, that nobody wanted, right? Especially if it's fine and it's dry. Distinction. It's dry, but it's not brittle. It's not unhealthy. This is the natural state, the characteristics of Afro hair. It's spongy, it's bouncy, it's light. Many of us Afro-Americans and Afro-Caribbeans, we were raised with coconut oil, and then as in my 20s, using shea butter. But did you know that our hair can actually thrive without oiling the scalp? Especially if you're eating whole, fresh fats, right? Healthy fats like avocado, coconut, sesame seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds. It can give you the most beautiful skin. But this dry hair thing, it's been traditionally thought of like that, it's unsightly and it's unprofessional. So this is a whole nother rabbit hole for us to explore. And it's kind of courageous, personally courageous, because you can get flack from everybody. When I used to work for the airlines, flying internationally, inside of our manual was no dreadlocks, i.e. curly locks, any kind of locks. It was not acceptable. That was in our employee manual. So it's not often that we see this hair type represented soft, minimal. It's not even needing products, just some shampoo. I could really just use herbs and things from my yard. This has so many implications economically and when it comes to self-esteem. I never felt more beautiful than when I shaved my hair off, right? Trying to make a jerry curl look natural. But just no pulling of the scalp, too tight braids and blisters. No burning of my scalp with chemicals. No singeing of my ear with the hot comb. This is revolutionary, and I just want to put it out there. It's the original option. How much money? Come on, run the calculator. How much money are we spending? And most of all, it looks very natural because it's designed, right? It was divinely designed, divinely assigned to us. The weaves that look really, really good, that are usually coming from Indian women's hair who they have often shaved off their head to cleanse, usually spiritually, that's usually not our thing. But anyway, that human hair is extremely expensive. And what do women who are not celebrities, that don't have the economics, what are folks doing or feel pressure to do to purchase this hair? For what? There's a whole thought process there. And so we're struggling when we could be striving. So all I'm saying is, without me doing anything, it's down to my waist and I could cut it off. But many of us have not gone down this rabbit hole, and it's unique. It's unique. The DNA, it's here. It can thrive dry. I'm trying to tell y'all. And these hairstyles are not going to look like everybody else's hairstyles. That's a key distinction. Most of all the hairstyles I've tried on YouTube tutorials, they never came out right. because my hair does not behave like that. So when I'm talking about radical self-acceptance, it's just different. It's a different option. It's the original option because it's growing out naturally. It's such a sigh of relief. In my international travels, when I've looked to see how women and girls are doing around the world, I see a lot of young women and girls, young mothers, the money, any money they can get their hands on, even if it's not a lot, they're flooding the beauty supply stores, which are usually not owned by us. So this has tremendous implications of stress, trying to fit in. And it's going to take us being really, really bold, standing in what we have been divinely assigned. It's exotic, it is sensual, and it's ours. This is dry hair, but it's from a different lens. Check it out. It's coming out of the head. This is the hair nobody wanted. You're in for a big surprise. Create a great day on purpose.